Let me show you how to remove the front panel. Insert the spatula between the front panel and the top panel, about 4 inches from the edge. Hit it with the palm of your hand to drive it in. I removed the top panel to be able to show you how to release the clip that holds the front panel. The only way to remove the top panel is by removing the front panel first. I just did it this way so you could see how the clip works. Okay, now that you know how to remove the front panel, go ahead and remove it. When you remove the front panel, you gain access to the pump, motor, belt, hoses, etc. Here's a closer view of the front panel bottom hooks. To install the front panel, place the front panel bottom on the hooks. Align the panel and snap it in place. That's all it takes to remove and reinstall the front panel. Let's say that the washer finished the cycle but it didn't drain the water. Set the washer on the regular cycle and turn it on. If the washer agitates, then you know that the electricity and the motor are okay. Remove the front panel. Set the timer on the spin cycle and turn it on. Nice and easy. Lift the drain hose from the drain pipe like this and check the water flow. If the water flow is just a trickle, check for an obstruction on the pump. Take a bucket or a big pan and a plastic container and bail the water out of the washer. When the water level is low, lean the washer against the wall like this and continue removing the water until you get as much as you can out of it. Before removing any hoses, have some dirty towels ready to clean any water that may spill on the floor. And disconnect the washer from the wall outlet. Remove the top 2 pump holes at the pump. Check and remove any obstructions. And install the hose back. Remove the drain hose at the pump. Check and remove any obstruction. And install the hose back. Remove the top 2 pump holes at the tank and check and remove any obstruction. And install the hose back. These are all the places that an obstruction could be present, preventing the washer from draining. Now you know where to look. If you could move this fan blade freely, the obstruction is before the impeller. The new pumps don't have this fan blade. If you cannot move the fan blade, the obstruction is right at the impeller. Disconnect the washer from the wall outlet. Remove the front panel to gain access to the pump. Disconnect the 2 wires from the pump motor. Take a reading between the 2 terminals on the pump with your ohms meter. The reading should be between 4 and 10 ohms. It will look like 0 ohms when you use an analog meter. If the reading is infinity, the pump is bad and you will need to replace it. This is the old style pump. And this is the new style pump that replaces the old style pump. With the washer still disconnected from the wall outlet, connect the 2 test probes from your voltmeter to the 2 pump wires like this. Set the timer on the spin cycle and pull the knob to turn the washer on. Plug the washer into the wall outlet. The reading should be 120 volts. If you get 120 volts at the 2 wires and the pump doesn't run, you have a bad pump. If you don't get 120 volts at the 2 wires, then the problem has to be on the timer, that is not sending electricity to the pump. Disconnect the washer from the wall outlet. For this test, you will use a homemade test cord. Get a 12 feet long extension cord, cut the end, and attach two insulated alligator clips like this. Connect the test cord to the two terminals on the pump like this. Plug the test cord into the wall outlet. If the pump runs, then you know the problem is not the pump. It could be on the timer. If the pump doesn't run, then the problem is on the pump and you will need to replace it. Disconnect the washer from the wall outlet. Lower the drain hose into a pan to collect any water left in the pump and the drain hose. Remove the front panel. Lean the washer against the wall. Make sure it's not going to slip and fall, okay? The pump is located in this area. Remove the wires from the pump motor. Loosen this clamp and remove the top to pump hose. Have a couple dirty towels to clean any water that falls on the floor. Remove this clamp and remove the drain hose from the pump. Remove the pump holding screws and remove the pump. This is the old style pump, and this is the new style pump that replaces the old style pump. Remove this hose from the old pump and install it on the new pump. Set the pump in place and screw in the holding screws. Install the drain hose and secure it with the holding clamp. Install the top to pump hose and secure it with the holding clamp. Make sure it's nice and tight. Connect the two wires to the pump motor. It doesn't matter if you connect the white wire here or the black wire. You could switch the two wires and the pump will still work okay. Install the front panel, and that's all it takes to replace a bad pump.